Hi, my name is Cece Mercer, and this is my first vlog for the free food challenge that I'm embarking on this month. The free food challenge that I am trying to do this month is eating solely free food from campus events here at Duke University. I'm currently outside the Environment Hall for the Nicholas School and about to go into the Environment and Social Impact Career Day. The goal of the free food challenge, there's a few ground rules I've created for myself. Obviously, I have to attend the events. I have to ask a question if that's appropriate for the type of event, and talk to a stranger, introduce them to what I'm doing, and then try to figure out whether there's food left over after the event and if I am able to take it. So I'm a little nervous. This is day 6 of this free food challenge for 30 days. It is Friday and I'm about to hit my first weekend. I have a few leftovers in the fridge, but I hopefully will get some yummy food to last me through the weekend. So keep you updated. So I'm about to go into the food and agricultural session for the Environment and Social Impact Day. There's a lot of very cool sessions going on, stuff on climate, sustainability, social impact, entrepreneurship, and I missed the lunch, but there is going to be a little bit of networking and food afterwards, so I'm hoping again to get enough food for the weekend. Hi, so it is day 7 of the free food challenge, and that's Sunday morning, and this weekend has been a little rough as far as finding events with free food. I had some leftovers, luckily though, from Thursday's lunch, some sandwiches, but they accidentally got taken by my roommate who's going to DC because I accidentally offered them to her. I just got done with church at Immaculate Conception and had 2 Dunkin' Donuts, little bite things, and registered for being a participant. Didn't seem fitting to ask any questions, but probably going to the farm today to try to get some veggies for dinner, and it's been going great so far. Hi, so I figured I would end this week's little video with an overview of what I did last Monday through Friday because I didn't take short vignettes of the things that I went to. So on Monday for lunch, I went to the Monday Motivations event series that's sponsored by the Center for Multicultural Affairs. The group Safe Student Activists for Equality co-sponsored that event with the CMA, and they led a discussion on intersectionality, which was really interesting. It's this idea that there are multiple facets, so be it race, gender, socioeconomics, age, and how those are sometimes studied separately, but are also very interdisciplinary or relate to one another, and you can't think of one without the other. So that was on Monday, and then the talk Monday related to the talk I went to on Tuesday that was sponsored by the Global Health Institute, and that brought in 2 professors from Sweden. They were talking about their experience in Sweden as professors, academics, trying to push forward this initiative of global health and what that meant for Sweden, how they could be leaders in the world. And the way I related these 2 talks was this idea of global health, for me at least, is sometimes could be seen or taken on as an us versus them mentality, where those who have the financial means and capabilities or who have the knowledge and power have this unfair advantage of assisting those who are in need of the resources that a country could provide. So also bringing that back to the intersectionality talk on Monday that I attended, we were talking about coalition building and really fostering a relationship that's not an us versus them relationship, but one that's supporting one another. So it was interesting how those related. And then Wednesdays and Thursday/Fridays talk also had connections that I was able to pick out. On Wednesday, I went to the John Hope Franklin Center series that's sponsored there called Wednesdays at the Center. So a Duke professor was talking about social media in the military in Israel. So this idea that the Israel military has been really the forefront of using Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all these different means of social media to communicate with the public and a young public, and how they're doing that. And then also Thursday, the topic of discussion was the new species that was found in South Africa, the new human species, Homo naledi, which I might be butchering the pronunciation on that. So there was a Duke professor who was on the team in South Africa there. And it was interesting because both this idea of Israel using social media or public means of information and access, and also this group of scientists and how they used a publicly accessible database, I think it's called eLife, and how they put their findings there with their paper, and also have all of their bones and things they found with printouts that you can use a 3D printer to print at your home or things like that. This idea of things being so publicly accessible with this new age of media and information exchange. So Friday's event, also sponsored by the same group of Thursday, the Public for Scholars and Forum and Scholars, was on arts in the West Bank and how some Palestinians are using different influences of the modern age, ranging from hip-hop to other things, to change the way arts are being produced, poetry or dance, and also this pushback from other groups that might want to keep the integrity of the traditionality or the traditions of that ethnic group. And so that was really interesting, seeing how those all interplayed and were connected with this idea of more information that we're able to put out in the public. And this Monday through Friday seminar, really, our series that I've been going to, has been incredible in the sense that there's not a lot of connection when you're first looking at like this calendar. They seem to have no relationship to one another, but in hindsight and looking and trying to find the connections, there's definitely things that you can put together and say, wow, those really are relevant to one another, or they have similar themes. So I'm excited for the next 3 weeks of this challenge. I'm going to better prepare for the weekends because, as you can see from my calendar, there's a lot of stuff going on Monday through Fridays, but on the weekends it's a little bit of a food desert in terms of free food events, so I will more adequately prepare with leftovers. I had a lot of hummus this past weekend and was able, though I didn't go hungry by any means. I went to the farm and got some eggplant, and we had leftover pasta sauce from Project Change, so I made some eggplant parmesan, so that was delicious. But yeah, keep up to date and follow this video blog.